Yeah. Yeah, you correct.
So that's also related to the Young's modulus then?
Yes, it's also related to the Young modulus, of course.
Okay, Professor Klein, are you also satisfied with the response of the candidates in terms of clarifying the issues? Then thank you also very much. Then I'd like to move to this table. Dr. Stoffen, please start with your questions.
Dank u wel, director. Waarde promovenis. Let me first congratulate you with your nice piece of work. It was nice to read, of course. I've read it a couple of times, also before it went into a booklet. Nice. I'm quite jealous about the color pictures, which I wasn't able to do in my PhD work at the time that I produced my work. I couldn't convince my prof because it just went too expensive, and I think I went down anyway to produce the most expensive PhD thesis in history, so no color pictures for me. But very nice, I'm very happy with it. Nevertheless, I have a couple of questions. Let me first start with the page 77. It's about the rapidly exploring random tree creation for the permeability. Figure 4.10. And it's related actually to where is the picture? Later on. Okay, it doesn't really matter. So important for your model is these creation of these random seeds. If I understand it correctly, there should be seeds on both sides of the specimen, and there should be one seed per pore on the surface. And you show that with an image, but I cannot find a way how you produce that. How do you create a seed per single pore on each side?
But is this question of yours clear to you?
My director, the question is clear for me.
Then please respond.
Dear career opponent, thank you for your selecting questions. So, yes, your question means how can I obtain this? I call this a tree seed here. Yes, how to I obtain the tree seeds. Yeah. So I would like to mention about the reason why I generate a tree seed like this. Because in the later stage, the tree system will be extracted, will be trimmed to take the menstruum already. It's only the menstruum. And for example, it's in this local pore. If I put a lot of random point seeds here, so there is some collision, some crash between the menstruum. So I just try to group it together. Yeah. So in this pore, we have a lot of random seed here. Yeah. And I will detect it local or not local. It can connect it to another group or not. And for example, it only belongs to a group. Yeah. So I take the only one that's the average in position of the all random form distributed in this cross error.
Okay, so you start with distributing much more points.
Yeah, much more.
And then you find out if they're clustering or.
Yeah, by the clustering processing.
Okay, and then I would like to, if I have this time, hopefully, yeah. Then you have on both sides, you have these seeds, and you start growing trees toward each other.
Yes.
And if I understand well, then you start growing and then you branch, and then it's not possible for a branch to kind of reconnect with the tree that it came from. Is that correct? So you start branching and it always branches. It never loops back to the, say, original tree.
Yeah, you see correct.
But suppose that you have, say, a system like this, and then one branches like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not possible within a single tree.
Yeah, but if I had two canals like this, I will have always have 2 points, two seeds, and then when the seeds grow, concurrently, it grow concurrently. It's grow at the same time, and when it has the collision, for example, it's a collision between the tree already. So the tree on this one or the tree on this one cannot grow anymore. because it's stuck to its order already.
Now, I understand, but if the loop only can be entered from one single, say, side, then you cannot model that, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
do you think that's a big problem? Because you might decide that this loop is a dead branch.
Yeah.
Well, it might be the one with the largest, say, permeability. Because when you grow the tree, you don't mind about
Yeah.
the
Because-
size of the
yes.
pores.
Because it go back to the original ones, I will make like this, because it's not get through the sample. Yeah. That's the reason why I generate this on the bottom and the top surface of the sample, and then try to make these two together, and the one it go back. So this is something like that and branch, and I can eliminate this from percolated system for further estimation on permeability.
Okay.
Does that satisfy
Yes.
your expectations from the candidates? And thank you very much for your position, Dr. Stoeven. Next on the row is Professor Stoeven. Please start with your questions.
Dank u wel, meneer de rector. Waarde promovendus, in the first place too, my compliments for the contents also of a nice book, but the book also looks nice. Referring to the past, as my son was doing, I had to type it on a typing machine and correct it by Tipex, so the world improved. And using the word improved because that's one of the topics I want to raise. In fact, the center of my question is dealing with figure 3.4. So maybe you could show that. So this is Star Wars. So imagine a pore microstructure with 100,000 random points distributed through pore space and shooting from each point 200 directions. So the world is full of shooting, 20 million bullets or something. The point I'm raising is that this is one of the things which might happen. But if points are close by, they also shoot in the same area. So this is just one of the drawbacks, you might say, if you think so, of the method. But also that some of the areas are being shot from different directions. You didn't correct that. So that's one of the first points. If you want a better local measure for pore size, this is a method indeed to improve. But you have a lot of cross sections which are shot from both sides, or three sides maybe. So you didn't correct that. So that's one of my questions. Why not? First question. The second is dealing with the use of it. Because the method originally was developed in spatial stochastics. So expert, different from our field. So it is a system based on uniform random points and shooting in different directions. Basically it was in fact developed for experimental work. Estimating three-dimensional space based on sections. But in your case you can more directly use it. But if you shift the points, there is no randomness in the point system anymore. So your use for constructing a 3D pore size distribution leads to a biased system. So that's one of the other points I want to raise in the discussion. And the third is, this is for 3D, but you also go in the direction of throat size estimation. Also use the same, but I haven't